Good evening, travelers. You're tuned in to Circuits FM Live, the only synthwave radio show broadcasting across the circuitverse. I'm your host, Circuit Master, and it's great to be with you this evening. Hope you had a great day. Hope you had a great week. It's Friday, it's the weekend, and I'm here for it. I have a wonderful show for you this evening, but first, here are a few quick channel items before we get going tonight. First, we're live every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. On Rumble, YouTube, X, and Kick. I was having some technical difficulties when the show started. Noticed that we weren't streaming to Rumble. That was go through my checks at the beginning of the show or before the show, and it just happened. But it looks like we're up and running over on Rumble, and so we're good to go there. And we are live. Looks like on all 4 platforms. Second, new album premieres, and this is going to be a bit of a change. Drop every Monday on YouTube at 8 p.m. Central Time. So I'm going back to the old schedule of hosting premieres on Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time instead of Circuits FM Live and then dropping the album on Tuesday nights. So it's going to be a bit of a schedule change. That's just the old schedule. So look for that. And of course, if you need synthwave between shows, Circuits FM airs live streams on Rumble, YouTube, Kick, and X. Of course, you have there are playlists on Rumble and YouTube, and you can also catch Circuits FM on the YouTube and Rumble apps on your Roku box if you have one. Highly recommend it. Great for viewing. Finally, thank you to my channel members for your continued support. I truly do appreciate it. I'm just gonna throw up a couple chats and we will get going here this evening. If you enjoy the tunes, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel, helps reach more viewers. By the way, this is the case for X, Rumble, and YouTube. Let's see, on Kick, it's just participating in the chat, but we're growing across all 4 platforms. I'd like to say hello and welcome to my new followers over on Kick. I'd like to say hello and welcome to my new followers over on Rumble. Picked up quite a few the last couple days. And of course, my new followers or new subs over on YouTube as well and X. Let's see here. If you want to participate in the chat with the chat bot, you can find the commands at that link. Just click on it and it'll give you the commands for the show. And of course, I'll be throwing some commands up as the show progresses. It's a lot of fun. I do not have CircuitBot yet, but CircuitBot is in the backlog. So at some point in the near future, we'll be hanging out with CircuitBot. And of course, I want to say hello to Joy. Joy, how are you doing? Hello, happy Friday. Hope everything is well. Hope you had a great week. And I hope you are done for the weekend, just relaxing and getting ready for the weekend. And with that, travelers, we are going to move into part 1 of tonight's festivities. And tonight's going to be a little bit of 80s maxing. Tonight, we return to Synthwave Ignition. 1984 Feeling, Chapter 1 of the Synthwave Emotions Trilogy. 18 tracks of 1980s Outrun Retrowave soundtrack. Across 2 sides and 1 intermission. Side A is 9 tracks, The Ignition Protocol on a 1984 sunset, Through the Neon Veins of the Night Drive and into Signal Kiss, Cassette Rain, and Dream Sequence Alpha. Side B is 9 tracks, Sunset, Mechanics, Parallel Lines, and The Backseat Ghost, Closing the Memory, then Turbo Mirage into the return leg. The Ignition Reprise, Pulling Back to A minor and Fade to Feeling, closing to credits. Travelers, it's time to press play and disappear. This is side A, 9 tracks. The Ignition Protocol, firing up on a 1984 sunset. Neon Veins on the Night Drive. cruise override, afterimage drive, radar heat, electric heartland. And then the memory sequence opens. Signal kiss at 85 miles per hour. MPH, cassette rain on the mirror, and dream sequence alpha, pulling the drift. Travelers, press play and disappear. This is side A of Synthwave Ignition, 1984 feeling. Welcome back. That was side A, the ignition and the dream in the rear view mirror. We're at the intermission. Before we cross into side B, I want to say thank you to the people who keep this broadcast going, my YouTube channel members, to my VHS Vault members, Kim Tink, Shadow Governor FM, Reno Man, Steve, Eric, and Ace. And to all my cassette rebels, thank you for riding along this evening. I truly appreciate your continued support. Let's see here. If you want to support the channel as a channel member, the membership link is in the YouTube description below. Cassette Rebels and VHS Vault members have early access to new albums, and they have access to a growing catalog of channel member albums. And this is a good opportunity to segue and to let everyone know I was planning on doing a 12-hour channel member stream tomorrow. But I remember tomorrow is the last Saturday in the month. So tomorrow night, I will be hosting the first CircuitsFM Encrypted. And so that'll be for channel members tomorrow night. And I'll be putting out more details, probably start around the same time, probably about 8 o'clock. Let's see here. If you want to support CircuitsFM on YouTube during the show, you can purchase a super sticker, super chat, or gift channel memberships. Just see the $sign down below in the chat box. If you want to support CircuitsFM on Rumble during the show, there's a tip jar next to the like button. There are Rumble rants, subscriptions, same thing as channel memberships over on YouTube. And of course, you can gift a subscription or subscriptions if you like. You can access the full album or this full album, excuse me, in the YouTube catalog. By the way, this does belong to what I call the Emotions Trilogy, which is there's 3 albums in that Synthwave Emotions Trilogy. So I'll share a little bit more about that at the next break. Let's see here. And just a schedule reminder, I'm going back to the old schedule. So Friday nights will remain, of course, Circuits FM Live, 8 p.m. Central Time. So no change there. Monday nights, I'm going back to doing premieres. So no Circuits FM Live on Monday night. So do premieres at 8 p.m. Central Time. I will still definitely be in the chat interacting with everyone. And then that means that the album will drop at that time. For Spotify, YouTunes, that is recorded, iTunes, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. I will drop the album on Sunday, but that doesn't mean it'll go live on Sunday. It actually takes 2 or 3, 4 days to process depending on the platform. So you'll definitely get it that week. Hopefully, YouTube is a little slow. Just say that. But Apple Music and Spotify are pretty dependable. And in general, when I release an album, it goes to Spotify first. That's what I'm seeing in my data. With that said, let's jump into the chat before we get into set 2. Let's see here. William, thank you, my friend. These tracks are such a great Friday night vibe. Yeah, I appreciate it. I really enjoy the Outrun stuff. Outrun, Retrowave style Synthwave. It's pretty cool. If I do say so myself, the video tonight's pretty awesome. I'll pat myself on the back for that one. Dark Post Rock FM says, live long, Circuits FM. Thank you, my friend. Good to see you, brother. Hope you are doing well. And Dark Post Rock FM is checking the weather and Ignition. Synthwave Ignition. I like that, my friend. And Ignition, Sweden. There you go. That's homeland of my ancestors. So there you go. Cool. Appreciate it. Excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, travelers, let's jump into part 2. I just want to say thank you again to everyone for being here this evening. Appreciate it. I know quite a few people that like to kick back and relax, and so I appreciate all of you as well. Let's head into part 2. This is side B, 9 tracks, Sunset Mechanics on the Duskwave. Parallel Lines Don't Cross, Backseat Ghost on the Vapor Drive, and then The Return. Turbo Mirage on the Neon Heat. Hollow City Radio Broadcasting Lo-Fi through the Empty Streets. DeLunar Clutch on the Retro Moon Drive. Reflex Highway on the Outrun Edit. Ignition Reprise, pulling us back to A minor. And Fade to Feeling, closing the credits. The Highway is Coming Home. Travelers, this is side A of Synthwave Ignition, 1984. Feeling. Welcome back, travelers. That was Synthwave Ignition 1984 feeling in full, and that was side B, not side A, side B. The record where Circuits FM first learned what to broadcast. Played across side A, an intermission, and side B. Chapter 1 of the Synthwave Emotions trilogy. That was you can listen to that in the YouTube catalog. Of course, chapter 2 is Synthwave Mirage 1985 Dream, and chapter 3 is Synthwave Collapse 1986 Memory. All of those albums are available on YouTube. Thank you again for being here with me this evening. I truly appreciate it. It was a wonderful evening. It's a great album, and let's jump to the chat real quick before we take off. William says, "I love this album." Yeah, it's still one of my favorites. Although I like them all because they're kind of like my kids, but yeah, it's still a great album. Let's see here. Yeah, that was a good song. Yeah, and just to remind you that that track was called not the previous track we just listened to, Fade to Feeling, but the earlier track was called Turbo Mirage. So it's that was a wonderful track. Let's see here. Let me grab a couple more before we call it an evening. Hope you're doing well, Dark Post Rock. Thanks again, my friend. Appreciate it. William, these tracks are such a great Friday night vibe. Yeah. Yeah, I was really looking forward to tonight. By the way, that's a good segue into tonight. So I'm going to be, we're going to be live every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. That's not going to change. I'm going to keep that. I am going to revert back to the older schedule where I do premieres on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time. And so that's when the album will drop. So I'm just going to be doing Circuits FM live once a week. Hopefully that's okay. And then there's some other things that are going to be happening during the week as well for content. But yeah, Friday nights, Circuits FM live at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, premieres 8 p.m. Central Time on YouTube. So look for that. I will be in the chat, by the way. So I won't be going anywhere. William says, "Thank you for a wonderful show. Have a great weekend." Yeah, you too, my friend. Cheers. For sure. We are live on Rumble, YouTube, X, and Kick. Of course. The album that's coming out on Monday, I will be pushing that out to the platforms on Sunday. So expect to see that early, middle of the week. Spotify usually publishes that stuff first, and then I won't say YouTunes like I did earlier in the episode. iTunes, not YouTunes, and then YouTube Music. Although YouTube Music isn't publishing everything, so I wonder what's going on there. But yeah, but I'll keep you apprised of that. Joy says, "Thank you." Yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. These are always a lot of fun. I enjoy these tremendously. So thank you again, everyone. It's been an honor and a pleasure to host Circuits FM live for you. Hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Hope you get plenty of rest and recovery. And I will see you on the flip side. Until next time, Circuit Master signing off.